He hit a nice vein for a minute there. It was going good. Like, wow, oh man, we're gonna be rich. And then it stopped. Then he went a little further, picked up again, like, oh yeah, all right, it's going good. And then it stopped again. And that was it. He was like, wow. He sold all his equipment, because he had sold his farm to get the equipment to go out to look for this gold and diamonds. So they said he committed suicide, killed himself, right? The guy that bought his farm, one day he was out working and he found a big rock on the farm. And come to find out, that farm was one of the richest farm with diamonds anywhere. And that comes from the story Acres of Diamonds. I mean, I'm just telling it the Rick Young way, but Acres of Diamonds. So basically, I found you here at City College, right under my feet. I go to get guests from all over the world, all different parts of the country, but here you are, Acres of Diamonds, right here under my feet, or right here on the campus. So that's Acres of Diamonds.
Wow. I feel flattered for you even putting that metaphor, in my case and everything. Definitely feel flattered.
Oh, before we get did I give you a gift for because you have a daughter, right?
Yes.
How old is she?
She's 3.
Did I give you a gift for her last time?
No.
I did not?
No.
Well, I'm going to do that this time.
Okay, wow.
Wait
cool.
a minute, let me see. A little bit of Curtis. While I give you the gift. And this is from a friend of mine from California, Steve Villioni, from the I Am Foundation.
Now is always the right time, with something positive in your mind. There's always someone to pull you down.
Thank you.
You just get back up and hold your ground.
Let me see the little book. Let me see the little one.
You don't want to see. Just keep on walking and let it be.
Oh, this is a beautiful song.
I don't want to hear about all that's bad. No, no. Cause all that's bad just makes me sad.
This is from Steve Villioni and Dr. Marilyn Peters, I believe her name is. Anyway, it says, I am made from love, which also made the rainbow, the flower, the sea, the doves. I am with everything. I am one. The plants, the trees, the animals, the stars, the moon, and the sun. I am priceless. There's nothing worth more than me, whether it's the whole world or the smallest thing you can see. I am greatness. I know others are greatness too. If you ask me about yourself, I will tell you. So are you. So she gets to read this. How old is she?
She's 3.
This is perfect. So she knows who she is. And most people don't know who they are. I am infinite. Inside me there's a treasure of gifts I can give to everyone, too countless to even measure. I am worthy, so there's nothing on earth that can keep me from my good or take me away from my worth. Once people get this at a young age, at 3, they got it made.
Exactly. Thank you.
And then the other is about health. Open it up. It's like a workbook, all about health, healthy eating, healthy drinking water, and exercise. So she get fit. She's gonna be a powerful young lady.
Yep.
Okay, so that's for you. What's her name?
Clarissa.
Clarissa.
Yeah.
Hi, Clarissa. How you doing? You got some gifts, Clarissa, and we know you're gonna do great things. We know you're gonna get that education, and you're gonna get that knowledge, and we know you're gonna make a difference in the world, Clarissa.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she's listening with mommy right now.
And she's listening. She's like, oh, they calling my name.
Yeah.
That's right, Clarissa.
Yeah.
Because we call powerful people's name on this show. This show's called What's in Your Hand, Clarissa. And what's in your hand means what can you do? And everybody can do something. Mm-hmm. Like your pops, your dad, your daddy. Well, she called you daddy. Mm-hmm. Not dad, daddy.
Daddy.
So tell me about this book, man, this great poetry book.
Well, I mean, this is, as I said to you before, like my first publication. And I've been writing poetry for a while, like seriously 3 years. And I just decided to just, take a risk and put it out there and see how it's going to be received. Mm-hmm. And I just had to find the nerve and work up the nerve enough for me to put my work out there, because you know how it is. Poetry is very subjective, like not everybody's into it. So, so I have to kind of cater it towards people who's already a fan of poetry. And it was just me taking a risk and, following my dreams, because I've always wanted to publish anyway. So, and I figured it's best for me to publish with something that's more, subjective and more, like inspirational and everything, So that's where I'm going with it.
And did you self-publish it?
Yes, I did.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hold on one second.
WHCR 90.3 FM, New York.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Rick Young, another segment of What's in Your Hand Radio at WHCR 90.3 FM, the voice of Harlem. And I'm in studio I have my guest is Mark W. Polite, and we are on the campus of City College. And through these hallways, people are getting bachelor's degrees, master's degrees, and PhDs right here on this campus. So, as you were saying, Mark.
Well, basically, I was saying as far as how I decided to come into the publishing industry, I wanted to self-publish and take the reins into my own hands. I wanted to use my education and, all my experience and put it into publishing. So, this is my first venture. I've gotten a lot of support thus far. I published my book actually released in late February, and so far I've been getting a lot of support for it. Like I've already done some signatures and everything. I even have a book signing coming up
at Sisters Uptown Bookstore.
Yes. Wow, you you found out early before I even announced it.
Yeah, one of my people, man. Those are my people up there.
Yeah. It's gonna be on Tuesday, April 16th, starting at 6:30, and it should run probably 8:30, maybe 9. So that's the window, and I'll be doing select readings, and I'll be signing, and I'll be talking about what inspired me, and then coming out to thank everybody who shows up. So I'm really looking forward to this. This is my first book signing, and I'm really enthusiastic about this upcoming event.
Now. So are you going to do anything different, anything out the box with this, or is this going to be a basic reading signing?
Well, I mean, it's going to be.
You're not going to come out like in a Batman suit or a Superman.
No extra, nothing extra. Nah.
Superhero.
Nah, I mean, I'm just going to be focusing on the community, because I mean, and like you said before, you said that this is my home and everything.
Yes.
And my thing is that while I've been able to achieve a certain amount of things, in blogging and writing in general, but it's going to be like more community focused, because I'm just like giving the thing to kind of thank everybody for being supportive about my first initiative, because I couldn't have done this without community. I couldn't have done this without the bookstore supporting me. I couldn't have done this without my editor looking through the manuscript, making sure it's thorough. I couldn't have done this without, the regular encouragement of people saying that, Mark, your poetry is good enough to be published. Mark, you're good enough to go on the road. Mark, you're good enough. You're good enough. You're good enough. So my thing is that while, yes, individual, accomplishments are good, but, this book signing really is more about thanking the people who are going to come out and thanking the community in general, and remembering that I'm always a part of that and always come from that.
Now, this is a community radio station.
Yes, I'm aware.
Community radio, which I love, the fact that it is community radio. I love it. I love that it's not commercial radio. I love it that it's community radio. And I know we have certain things that we are not allowed to do. They have rules and regulations, and there's rules. But this is community radio. That book is community related, and that's wonderful. So you're in the right place.
Yeah.
Right here on campus. This is, radio station right on campus. Bam. So I'm glad we connected.
Yeah, I am too. And
I went seeking you out. Someone told me about you, and I went and I followed up. I was like, really? So, you know what? For someone that might not have heard before, tell me about the awards that you have won.
Oh, man. Well, I mean, I'm a blogger, and I've been blogging, like, seriously, like, hard for, like, 3.5 years. May will make the 4th anniversary of my blog. For those who may not have heard, my website is called Polite on Society. That's, politeonsociety.com. And it's basically commentary, social commentary, literary reviews, music reviews. I'm about to get into movie reviews, different things. And it's more geared towards, the community and everything. So along with that comes a wider audience and people seeing my stuff, in different areas of the country. Like I have readers in Washington D.C. I have readers in Virginia. I have readers in Georgia. I went down to D.C. Back in September, to be part of the events down there, the Congressional Black Caucus, and cover things there. So, but basically the awards that I've achieved were for the best Black blogger of 2011, and then and then for 2012, I received the Whcr Speaks Award, and this particular award is in memoriam of a very prolific blogger, Whcr Speaks, Connie Williams, who passed last year, a good friend of mine. And
really?
Yeah. So like people I work with, and so it's just like all this stuff that's been going on. It means a lot to me, and it's not, I've been getting these accolades because my blog is not about me. Yes, it's named after me. It's called Polite on Society. I mean, you have other blogs out there that are named after the people that founded them. You have Huffington Post, right? You have the Drudge Report. But at the end of the day, my blog is not about me. I have different contributors from different parts of the country, some in New York. And, like, the fact that it's about, things that's going on in our community and, in the world, I've gotten recognition for being a person out there who's been able to talk about things that need to be discussed.
You know what? How do people find out about your blog? Do they have to sign up for it?
Yeah, they can just go to the site, and then on the right hand side there is a feature where you can sign up via email. You can sign up for the blog and get every post directly into your email. So if you don't necessarily want to go to the site every day, that you can sign up that way, and then when a new post comes out, you can receive it directly in your email.
Really?
So, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. I need that. I need to do that. I need to stay abreast of everything that you're doing.
Yeah. Just
you going to the Congressional Black Caucus and in Washington D.C. I mean, I need to be knowing about that, man.
Yeah,
that's pretty powerful.
Yeah, it's just a lot going on. It's just like, and I'm in a position where, and I'm privy to all this information, and I can this is my way of giving back. Like some people give back as far as philanthropy. Like me, it's information because I want to use what I know. I want to use my bachelor's of political science. I want to use my master's in history to inform people, to make people aware of things that they may not have otherwise.
Wait a minute, run that by me again. You have a master's in what?
In history.
In history,
yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Go ahead.
So I just wanted to use all my expertise to really push to inform people out here because, I mean, information is just so necessary,
And what's the other degree?
My first degree, bachelor's in political science.
Okay. Wow. Okay. Political. Okay. So what's going on in the world today that we need to know about? What are you blogging about today?
Well, recently? On Wednesday, I put up a post about there is a bike share that's going to be coming.
A bike share?
Yeah. Like, okay.
A bike share.
It's called, it's kind of new. It's a new program called City Bike, right?
Okay.
And it's for cyclists, people who like to ride bikes instead of relying on, having to deal with cars and having to deal with public transportation.
Okay,
everybody's complaining about, oh man, the fare's $250.
Right.
People are not really feeling that. So I was just like, more people are cycling. They have Bike New York teaching people how to ride bicycles and everything. And I just saw the information out there. I was just like, okay, they have a bike share. And what it is basically like renting a bike for a day. And, and they have like a membership. And it's similar to something in Washington, D.C. called the Capitol Bike Share.
Okay.
And it's coming in May. So that was my latest post. So
it's coming to New York.
It's coming to New York, yeah. But it's from what I hear, the bike share program, the city bike program, is going to be mostly focused in the downtown areas and downtown Brooklyn, and they're planning to expand later. But I just thought it was important for people to know that, because I mean we already see in the news what we don't have, and what's leaving the city. Businesses leaving the city, people leaving the city because the expenses here are too high. But I just wanted to kind of cover something that's coming to the city, and it's, to me, that is like about fitness, because to bike you need to have strong legs, so that's a health aspect to that as well. So so I just wanted to get a chance to put that information out there and let people know that that's coming. And
what about motorbikes?
Motorbikes,
that's on a different level.
Yeah, that's a little different. That's more of an individual kind of thing. Like, you have to buy your own.
Okay.
But I was really focused on the bike share program there. But I just thought that was interesting because it's really a big thing in Europe. Like, that's a big thing in London and Paris, and just to find that it's coming here now is kind of interesting. So yeah. That was one of my most recent posts.
Well, I just paid $112 for a 30-day Metro card. It went up from 104 to 112.
Wow,
that's serious money.
Yeah, it is. I mean, you have people that would prefer to just drop $200, buy a bike, and then ride it everywhere. I know people who bike to work. So that's a viable option. So I was like, okay, let me put that out there, and see how people respond to it.
Yeah, and okay, that makes sense.
So I just try to do a little bit of informing the community, and then let people know what's available and what's coming. So I try to mix it up. I don't always want to make it, just talking about the negative that's happening. I want to mix it up a little something. So, that's how I'm coming at it.
And what is going on in the political world that we need to know about?
Let me see. Obviously the biggest thing that is going on is the marriage equality movement, and that's been like an ongoing struggle. So one of my contributors wrote something about that, like a great piece, talking about the hypocrisy involved in using a lot of religious justifications to say that, certain groups of people shouldn't get married, like, same-sex couples shouldn't be allowed to get married. And, I just think that it's a lot of the stuff, is wrong. It's wrong to tell people that, you can't do this because we don't agree with your lifestyle. That's wrong. So, I don't endorse that. So I just wanted to give people a platform to just, put it out there that, well, this is a movement, this is going on. And we should look at this as a political issue, as a civil rights issue. And that's the biggest. That was the biggest story this weekend with the whole thing, the Supreme Court coming up. So to me, that's top of mind. That's the major issue right now.
Okay. Anything else going on in the political world?
Let me see. I mean, the budget battle's kind of subsided. I mean, that's already been decided. Like with what's going to happen with the cutbacks and everything. So that's kind of off the table. Politically wise, I mean, I can't think of.
So when
when
you see something, how do you know that this is something I want to blog about?
Well, I mean, I usually blog about stuff and pick up on things that that I don't see a certain angle covered. Like, I'll look at it holistically and say that, well, okay, this is nice that this angle is being covered, but what about this aspect of it? You know, to cite an example, right? I want to say in the recent post, if you look at, you know, the issues around gentrification, you always think about how it's always this discussion of, you know, who's coming in, who's coming out, and I'm just thinking, like, overall, like, you know, what does it do to the character of the city? What does it do to, you know, the quality of life? So it's like a balance. Like, you know, people say you can't have one thing without the other. You can't complain about, you know, higher rents and still want, you know, the supermarkets and, you know, bistros and everything. And it's just like, is it that straightforward? Can't we have a little bit of both? Can't we have new businesses come in, but at the same time still have affordable housing? You know, that's something that I kind of, you know, well, this was a couple of weeks back. I kind of, you know, have on my mind too. So a balance of things. So I like to talk about things in terms of, you know, is it possible to have a happy medium for everyone? So, you know, that's just the way I come at certain political issues.
And when you were here, we talked about the vice presidential debate the last time we were here. So now the election has happened. That's over. That's done. Mm-hmm. And now we're moving forward. And anything going on in that scene as far as what's going on with, we talked about Joe Biden and now Obama. They're back in the White House. What does that mean, that they have another 4 years? And what's coming after that? Because people are planning now for after that next election. Okay.
Well, I mean, you know, the biggest issue right now is, okay, Obama has his second term. This is, you know, a mandate for him. And it means that, you know, he's going to still, you know, go through. But he's still like getting opposition, you know. So you have to look at it in that way. Yes, he won handily. But the after effect is that, you know, you kind of have to, once the election is over, you kind of have to go back to the problem of, you know, actually getting stuff done. And that's the issue, because when you have so many people just trying to obstruct, and you have people fighting over, you know, well, we don't want to pass this act, and because who wrote it, well, we're against Obamacare. You have people like, I mean, I hate to, you know, come at it like that, but you have people like you know, Ben Carson saying like very, very disparaging things about, you know, President Obama from his vantage point as a doctor. So, you know, you're still going to get that kind of, you know, pushback, but at the same time, we have to kind of realize that the system is kind of, you just set in, and he has to still proceed and get the backing of Congress. So, I mean, it's kind of like business as usual, because once you get the issue of the election over, it's kind of Congress goes back to, and Washington functions the same way it does. So, I mean, it's really not that much as far as change is concerned coming down the pike.
So does it matter who's in the White House?
Well, I wouldn't go so far as to say it doesn't matter, but if you're coming from it from an activist viewpoint, I would say that if you're expecting the impetus of change to come from, you know, people inside the political system, then you'll be waiting for a while. I mean, that's the way it's looking. But I would say that, you know, it's good for people to still be paying attention because just because President Obama's back in office, you know, you can't just let's go back to watching, you know, whatever show I like and just ignore politics altogether. Because that, you know, I mean, this is how things slip under the rug. This is how, you know, legislation gets passed and people don't even realize what happened. They're just like, wait a minute, that got passed a week ago. We didn't even hear about that. You know, so that's how that happens.
Well, that's what people are doing. They're watching their favorite reality shows. Their favorite. I don't know the name of some of these shows, but that's what they're doing. They ain't thinking about what's going on and what legislation is being passed. Because that's not. Some people are not concerned about that.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's unfortunate. I don't know if people have heard, but the Monsanto Protection Act I believe it was passed this week. And for those who don't know, Monsanto is a company that you know, deals with the whole they're like a food corporation, and they're kind of being protected from, you know, like from people knowing what's in the food, and it's a whole bunch of stuff that just happened recently, and that's come under the guise of, you know, of like a bill that came through Congress. So, you know, I mean, I've been reading up on a little bit on Salon.com, and it's just interesting how that kind of just slipped under the radar. And it's just one of those things, you know, that just happens, and you're just like, wait a minute, how'd they get that bias? And, you know, even people who follow stuff, it's just like sometimes it just appears so quickly that you're just like, wait a minute, I didn't even get time to just read about before it happened. And, you know, that's one of the unfortunate things about, you know, politics now, that, you know, things are just kind of done on the sly. But, you know, that's how things are.
And how did you become a blogger?
I would say I became a blogger because you know, I have certain strong opinions on things. I have strong opinions on music. I have strong opinions on, you know, like social policy. I have strong opinions on, you know, Black history. And, you know, like, it's funny because I didn't start it properly as a blogger. I kind of started in a different way. I started with the whole, you know, like Facebook notes, and then from there, like, I decided to just take it and get my own WordPress site, my own WordPress account. And then after I started taking it seriously, I was just like, you know, it started getting a bigger audience. I was like, okay, you know what, Mark, let me buy some web space and let me put my stuff out there, you know. And, you know, it's very interesting because what happens, right, is that when you start taking yourself seriously, other people start taking you seriously as well. And, you know, it just snowballed, and, you know, and then year one passes, and then year two passes, and then people are sharing your stuff on their pages, and, you know, people are telling their friends about it. And it's just like, I was like, wow, I got something good going here. Let me keep it going, you know? You know, from my like independent progressive viewpoint, I was just like, okay, I have a certain amount of traction. Let me just keep this going, you know? So that's how I really got started, you know? I didn't plan on being a blogger. It just kind of happened.
Wow. That's how it was with me with boxing. When I got into boxing, I started getting better and better. I wanted to box better people because I wanted to match my skills up against people that they said was very good. So I could identify with that.
Yeah.
And what about video blogging?
Well, I'm not a video blogger, but I do have a couple of videos on YouTube from my site. It's funny because I just haven't been feeling this weather, and you know, and that plays a role because I like to shoot outside. You know,
okay.
if remember the last time I was here, a lot of videos that you saw me, I was outside.
Yeah.
And that's like spring or something. I'm a warm weather kind of person, so
okay.
I like you know, being outside talking and you know, being in front of the camera. So, you know, But I do plan to do more of that when the weather finally makes up its mind and winter decides to get up out of here for once, once and for all.
Sometime in April, around late April.
Yeah, certainly. But, I'm hoping so because, I'm pretty much about done with winter right now.
Okay.
But yeah, I do. I'm not a video blogger per se, but I do post video blogs from time to time.
Is there such thing as an audio blogger?
An audio blogger, that's really called a podcaster, and yeah.
Okay.
So, and that's like a whole separate section of blogging, and it's just and you can host a podcast on pretty much anywhere. I haven't. Well, I know some podcasters, but the biggest podcast that I know is I don't know if you heard of this fellow named Tariq Nasheed. He has a show called Mac Lessons Radio, and he's hilarious, by the way. And he's one of the most successful podcasters that I know of. And he talks about relationship advice and dating and everything. So but that's a whole nother thing. In addition, that's another part of the whole digital publishing, online media kind of thing.
Relationship and dating is very important.
Yeah.
Very important. Now, let me ask you this. Tell me about your book.
Okay.
Tell me about your book.
Okay. So, this book is, again, it's called The Poetic Ruminations of Mr. Born Nice. It's a compilation of poetry.
How'd you come up with that name?
It's funny because I came up with the name because it was a play on my name because my last name is Polite. I've heard my name put in jokes of every name joke that you could possibly think of with the name Polite. I've heard it, so it's just okay. It's kind of like me flipping it around, oh, are you polite, Mark? That kind of stuff. People kind of gently jabbing at me and everything. So I kind of flipped it around and said, wait a minute, hold up. What's the synonym for polite? Nice. Right? And, my name is Polite, got it from my father, the late Arthur Winston Polite, and I was born nice. Born nice. I was born polite, born nice. So that's kind of where it comes from.
And you are nice to people.
Yeah, I am.
You're not one of those people that take advantage of people.
No, not at all.
Okay, good.
Not at all.
Good.
Only in Mortal Kombat, but other than that, you're good.
And that's one of those video games.
Yeah.
Which I know nothing about video games. All right, that's pretty cool. Wow, we almost time for us to take a break. Anything else that you know what? Do you ever blog about death?
No.
Is there a reason?
Oh man, that's not a topic I like to talk about. No, because it's unfortunate. I've had a lot of recent deaths around me, and recently one of my good friends who I grew up with, a guy by the name of Lamont Navy, he passed back in December.
Mm-hmm.
He unfortunately lost his battle with cancer, and it was hard for me to put that up because the closer you are to somebody, the harder it is to write about them.
Really?
That's how I personally feel. So if you're talking about a public figure, someone you're kind of distant from, and you don't really know like that. And they pass, it's just okay, of course it's sad, but it doesn't hit you right in the middle of your heart like that, So death is a very hard thing for me to talk about, and I only talk about it when I absolutely positively have to. So I don't do a lot of obits on my site.
That sound like that FedEx commercial. It absolutely positively has to get there. Do you know George Carlin, who actually made this transition, had a skit where he talked about death? It was kind of funny too. It was really funny. I just recently had a family member just passed recently. So I was feeling the pain and everything, and I'm still feeling the pain. Still don't believe it. Still haven't gotten over it.
Yeah.
But George Carlin literally made comedy about death, and it was literally funny. Where I don't know if you heard it. I don't know if you would laugh if you heard it. But
No, I haven't heard it. George Carlin was a funny dude, though.
Yeah. He was a funny guy, and but that's something that you said you don't like to talk about, and and I don't like to talk about it, and people don't like to talk about it. But I think it's something that needs to be talked about because it's like something you can't kind of get away from because you gotta take that role one day, which is kind of think about that's a little wow. I don't know. I think it's something that needs to be discussed so people could be prepared in some way. I don't know I guess if you talk about it, I guess it's less. I don't know if it makes it less painful, but it's a part of life.
Yeah.
And so maybe I may bring on an expert one day that could talk about death, that knows about it, that could talk about it. But you won't be blogging about it anytime soon.
No, no. Like I try to do life affirming stuff.
Okay, okay. But hold on a second. Some people become larger in death than they do through life.
Yeah.
Have you found that?
Oh yeah.
WHCR 90.3 FM, New York.
We need to take a quick break, and I shall return. We shall return. A little bit more Curtis. Curtis is real good, man. This is a beautiful song by Curtis Mayfield.
Now is always the right time with something positive in your mind. There's always someone to pull you down. You just get back up and hold your ground. If there's ever something bad you don't want to see, just keep on walking and let it be. I don't want to hear about all this bad. No, no, 'cause all that's bad just makes me sad. So every little once in a while, show some love and make me smile. Cry sometimes with tears of joy. Oh yeah, show it help, now won't it boy? Say yeah. Summer, winter, fall, just go through the rain and through the snow. Let's get on back to living again. Right on. Just get on back to living again. Get on back, get on back. Wherever life takes me, I don't know. Hey, just give me a truth and let me grow. I have these feelings in myself. Hey, I'm sure there must be someone else shooting guns and prison life.
Get it.
Is that what you want? Well, Jesus Christ, it's best for you to get back on track. There ain't no need in looking back. Don't look back. So you're trying hard. Well, try again. Sometimes you lose, sometimes you win. Just remember by and by. Just remember a natural high. So summer, winter, fall, just go through the rain and through the snow. Yeah, let's get on back to living again. Right on, just get on back to living again. Get on back, get on back. If you're feeling inferior, hey, make yourself superior. If you practice, baby, all the time, no one can take what's in your mind. Fussing and fighting all the time. Do you really want some peace of mind? Yeah. Remember back as a little kid, there was so much fun in what we did. Summer, winter, fall, just go. Here we go. Through the rain and through the snow. Through the rain and through the snow, yeah. Let's get on back to living again. Let's get on back to living again. Right. Just get on back to living again. Oh yeah. Get on back. Get on back. Get on back. Get on back. Summer, get on back. Fall, just go. Here we go. Through the rain and through the snow. Through the rain. Oh yeah. Through the snow. Let's get on back to living again. Yeah, yeah. Like we used to. Just get on back to living again. Living again. Get on back. Get on back. Get on back. Get on back. Get on back to living again. See, right on. Right on. To living again. Go ahead. Right on. Right on. To living again. Right on. Right on. Just get on back. Get on back. To living again. Living again. Get on back. Living again. Get on back. Living again. Go ahead. To living again. Living again. Right on. Go ahead, Mayfield.
Many of you want to use send-out cards to follow up with people in your business. Great idea. In order to get the best results, there's a question you need to ask yourself before you send a single card. Are you sending out to get, or are you sending out to give? Sending out to get means that you are looking to get something from the person you're sending to. This is where you send out promotional offers or gimmicks to generate more business. This is traditional marketing. It's been done for hundreds of years. The challenge today is that we have massive competition shooting for the same consumer, and the consumer has access to detailed information on all of your competition. You ever heard of Google? Your consumer can Google your product or service and have hundreds of companies to choose from in just seconds. Because of this, traditional marketing and follow-up tactics are less and less effective. They still have their place in the mix of your marketing campaigns, but without genuine relationship marketing, chances are you will be left behind. What is genuine relationship marketing? The answer is simple. You send a message to your customer because you genuinely appreciate their business. That is it. No offers, no promotions, no fancy logos or brochures. Just a simple thank you because you want to say thank you. Appreciation wins over self-promotion every single time. Sending out to give means that you're sending a message of appreciation for the sole purpose of giving appreciation. There are no immediate ulterior motives. You simply want to say thank you. Your customer, client, employee, vendor, or associate needs to feel that appreciation from you. We all need to feel appreciated. If you feel genuine appreciation for these relationships, you can give that appreciation to them through send-out cards. So how can you use send-out cards for your business? There are two categories of cards to send out. The first is individual cards, and the second are campaign cards. The first individual card is the unexpected card. It all starts with sending an unexpected card every day. Make it a habit to start your day sending an unexpected card to someone in your personal life or in your business. This is the most important step to getting the most out of send-out cards relationship marketing system. Genuine appreciation is a personal thing. It has to resonate within you. It has to come from your heart. The habit of using send-out cards to send an unexpected card every day will ignite the appreciation. It will give you the inspiration needed to genuinely follow up with your relationship.
Neutrogena
In the early
T-Gel
stages,
shampoo
most of your
defeats
cards will
dandruff
be
after just
unexpected
one
cards.
use.
As you
T-Gel
continue to send
shampoo.
cards, many
It
of your
works.
I don't know what that was. I don't know what that was. But, you know, hey, it is what it is. So that's basically one of the things that I do. I'm involved in a company called Send Down Cards, and it's a marketing business. And it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. So community. Community is very, very important. They say a tiny acorn could create mighty oak trees. And on the line, I have a friend of mine who is in community. So you do community blogging. I do community radio. And she does community theater, the trifecta. If we all came together, we could change the world. The three of us could change the whole entire world. I want to welcome into the conversation Miss Ina Norris. Good morning, Ina. How are you doing?
Good morning. How are you?
Wow, what a strong voice. What a powerful voice. A powerful voice for a powerful person.
Thank you.
So you do community theater. Tell me about the theater that you do.
Well,
And you know what? Before hold on a second, Anna. Before you go there, I want to introduce you to Mark Polite, who is a blogger, a award-winning blogger, and his blogger is called Polite on Society. Yes. Polite on Society. So check out his blogs, and maybe one day he'll write about some of the work that you're doing.
Oh, great!
Okay.
Wonderful.
So his name is Mark Polite. Mark, say hi to Ina. Wait,
Hi, Mark. How are you?
I'm good. I'm feeling good this morning.
Great. That sounds like a wonderful thing you do with that blogging.
Yeah, he was giving me a lot of insights. See, a lot of people don't really know about blogging. It seems like the younger you are, the more you know about blogging. That's what it seems like. I don't want to say that's the case always, but am I correct on that?
I mean, blogging is. I mean, I wouldn't say there are exceptions. But, like, I would say that blogging is really, big with the 1829 crowd.
Right,
so,
okay.
Yeah, so there's a correlation there,
Yeah, that's a little bit out of your range, right, Anna? A little bit, just a little bit.
Well, I tried it, but I would love to try it again.
No,
yes, I did.
I'm talking about the 18 to 29 range.
Oh, yeah, that's about my range right there.
Oh. So tell me about this project tell me what you do with community theater first before we talk about your project.
Okay, well, I like to think that we multitask. We do community theater, we do universal theater, we do whatever theater, Broadway theater, if that's what we need to be. But the main thing is that we do work that is conscious, that is uplifting, and that educates and inspires and entertains at the same time. So that's what One Productions has been about for the last 21 years. We have a play coming up today called Danny's Waltz.
Danny's what?
Waltz, like the dance waltz.
Yeah, okay.
It's what's unique about it is that it's so collaborative. Danny Simmons, who is a poet, an author, a painter, also known for being a part of the Rush Philanthropic Incorporation with his brothers Russell and Reverend Run. Some years ago, I was privileged to hear some of his poetry. And one of the poems kind of just stayed in my spirit. So, prior to me coming on to the show, I see that you were talking about cards and how to say thank you to someone. Well, a while ago, about 7 years to this date, because today is March 29th, I got to paint with Danny Simmons, who was a world-renowned painter, and he taught me how to paint. And I just didn't want to, it was my first experience. It was a wonderful experience. And when someone does something for me, I do want to do something for them. So the poem which he wrote, which was called The Jiggable Waltz, I kept on listening to it, and I said, I feel like this needs to go to music, and I feel like this needs dance with it, and it just comes alive. So I took that poem, and I went in the studio, and I put my voice to some music, and then I showed it to Danny, and he said, I love it. Whatever you want to do with it, go ahead and do it. Well, I'm sure people are always telling him they're going to do this and they're going to do that. And I almost felt like one of those people who was saying it. But in my spirit, because of my gratefulness to his poetry and to his generosity of teaching me to paint, I knew that even with all the other plays, Turnstile Warrior I was doing at the time, that somehow I had to show my gratitude and actually keep my word and do this piece. And it became bigger than what I wanted, what I imagined is a beautiful piece, very collaborative. We have Julius Hollingsworth, who is a wonderful director, actor, activist. He's wonderful. We have a lot of artists. Some artists are, Shakespearean. Some artists are, come from the grassroots experience. And then we have the Young Producers Project. And the New York City Young Producers Project is under the umbrella of Inner Woman Productions, is where we teach young people how to produce plays, events, and films. And we also teach them how to carry a mop. Every young producer must carry a mop, and they must learn how to carry that mop, which is money, opportunity, and product. And we teach a little 8-year-old will tell you, I have to get my mop together, my money, my opportunity, and my product. So this is the very first fundraiser for the Young Producers Project, and it's very collaborative. Like I said, a number of artists have come forward to help raise the money for these young people, and you will see the young people are a part of the project, whether it's backstage, and they may have some small roles on stage, but they are very much a part of the project.
Okay, hey Mark, have you done any blogging on theater?
No, I haven't. As of yet, no.
You have not?
No.
Is that's possible?
Of course.
Okay.
Of course it is.
Ina, how important is theater to the community, Ina?
Well, I think theater is very important to the community because it's live, and it speaks into a person right there and then, and it changes. It's not, when you go to a film, that film is going to be that film every day. That theater actually speaks into the community, and everything that's going on in that present moment is there on stage. Whatever is going in the audience, whatever going on stage is alive, and you can't bottle time, and it's in time with what is happening at that moment. It is an experience. You can't catch it because you can't make time stand still. So theater is real. Okay, we will see a film, and that happened 10 years ago. But when you go and see a play, you're seeing it right in the moment. And everything that's going on around you at that moment, by the time you got there, once you sat in your chair, is a part of that experience. And that's nothing that you can get anywhere else.
In the moment. But this time, this time now, we're being recorded right now, and we're live in the moment.
Right, exactly.
And we have it recorded, so there's kind of like a little bit of both here. Radio.
Yes, yes. And we record plays too, but I'm just saying to actually be there. And also for me, I'm a contemporary artist. I write plays about what's happening now. A lot of people don't like to take that risk. A lot of people want to write what happened yesterday and what happened. That's safe. But I have branched out, as Ricky knows, but Nobody Loves a Black Little Girl When She Becomes a Woman, The Turnstile Warrior, which was talking about what's going on and what is relevant to the young black male today. I take those risks, and a woman takes those risks, and I am also teaching the young people, the young producers, because the relevancy of being able to speak and being heard and to tell a story is to take the risk also, but also learn how to support it with some secure methods when you're developing your money, opportunity, and product. So a lot is going on today, as you can see. We're celebrating a lot of things. We're celebrating Inner Woman Productions' 21st anniversary, the first fundraiser for the Young Producers Project, and the first time that I've done a collaborative piece with Danny Simmons. This is going to be the first time it's presented. It's going to be today at a reception, and play starts at 6 p.m. At the National Black Theater, 2031 Fifth Avenue. If you want to come just to the play, that starts at 8 at the National Black Theater, 2031 Fifth Avenue. Come down and support. It's just going to be like, I'm so hyped up because it's like God has put his fingerprint on this piece and on these young people that are trying to work, and it's a great place to see. Because what is the great thing about being a mentor is that you are able to give everybody something that you've always wanted. So if you wanted security and if you wanted a lot of information, and maybe you got some of it, but you didn't get all that you want, you could give it to someone else, and they can pass it along. And so I'm really, really happy and excited because the kids are excited, the young people are excited. I'm trying to stop using the word kids. The actors are excited, and the community is excited. So hopefully I can get to see some of your listeners down there. And if they come and they say Ricky Young, they can get into the reception in the play at a discounted price. Okay?
Okay.
Okay.
Listen, so Mark, your book,
Yes.
what type of poetry are you writing in your book? Because you have a poetry book. What type of poetry do you do?
But mostly, my stuff is really inspirational, autobiographical, introspective. Dealing with, issues that.
Do you have a short piece you could read for us?
Oh, sure.
Okay.
Sure. Okay, so let me pick one out the set. Let's see. For y'all this morning, I want to read one of the poems in my book, and it's dedicated to my wife Letitia and my daughter Clarissa, and it's titled, it's an inspirational piece. It's called "It's Good to Be Needed," and it goes like this: in a time where everyone needs no one, and they often scream it, it feels good to be needed. In a world where everyone is an island, disconnected and indifferent, it's good to be needed. When contact is instant, but involvement is surface, it's good to be needed. At a time where money matters more than people, and people matter not at all, it's good to be needed. When prestige is vanishing, and all titles are stripped away, it's good to be needed. Because no matter what I have or don't have got or haven't got, will get or won't get, I know that I am needed by two. How many in your life need you?
All right.
Nice.
All right. Nice.
Right.
Very nice. Very nice. Very nice.
Thank you, y'all.
Okay. Now, Ina, do you know any of Danny? What type of poetry does Danny do?
Well, the poems that I've selected out of his book, I Dream My People Were Calling, but I couldn't find my way home. I selected 3 poems out of that book that's going to be in the play itself, which I didn't really get to speak about the play too much. It's a memory play. It takes place minutes before and minutes after the World Trade Center 9/11 tragedy. It's a story that's around the famed artist Danny Simmons, and the poetry from the book I Dream My People Were Calling, but couldn't find my way home. His poems are very descriptive. As a painter, he's very visual. You can see he uses a lot of metaphors and descriptive imagery. And when I read his poetry, all I could think of is a woman dancing in colors and into life and making things that we literally see and bringing them in a dream state. So you're going to see like a dream coming alive when you come out, and there's going to be dance, drama, poetry, and song. So you're going to see just the words coming alive as if they were actually people. He's a painter, and you can see it in his the way that he expresses himself in his poetry. It really actually cries out. The story that you're going to also see is how an artist translates a tragedy and how they move to express it using their art form. So,
what time does it start? It's tonight, right?
Yeah,
What time
tonight.
What time does it start?
It starts at 8 The show starts at 8 at the National Black Theater. But if you would like to come to our VIP reception, that starts at 6. So, but the show starts at 8.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Wow. And how long is the show?
Well, the show is like an hour and 15 minutes.
Oh, that's not bad.
Yeah, it's right. You know how you don't like those long shows, so I got one for you this time.
Who don't like long shows?
You.
Did I say that?
Yeah, one day we did have a conversation when it just like gets to the.
I said one.
I mean, some people tend to, sometimes a show can go on, but pretty much this is not one of those things. I might
have said that. I might have said that a show was too long. I might have said that.
Okay.
I don't remember saying that, but that sounds like I was something I would say.
It doesn't matter. I know you like some shows that are long and some shows that's not. But yeah, it has much content and it's really, really takes you on a journey. That's all I could say. That this is the kind of thing that takes you on a journey, and you are a active participant in the play, because when you go on a journey, it will increase your own creativity and your own imagination. So
Anna, yeah. Tonight, what would success look like at this program tonight? What would that look like? Tell me what success for this program looks like.
Well, I would like to have a nice, healthy audience. I would love for Danny to be.
Wait a minute, time out. Healthy meaning they have to be in shape, working out, doing bodybuilders, or
They're coming to receive and to anticipate what we're giving, and they're looking at it as if it's a gift, and that they're enjoying it and actually appreciating the art and appreciating the artists that are giving and bearing their soul and being honest, because it takes a lot of honesty to be an actor. A lot of times I wish people would just take one acting class so they could see it's not as easy as they think. Okay?
So when can I take my class? When can I take my acting class?
Okay, we're gonna get that. We're gonna definitely make those arrangements for you. Probably in the end of April.
Okay.
End of April.
Okay, I'm ready.
Okay, yes. And anyone looking for acting classes or a coach, I have plenty of them. Or you can come to my class, or you can go to Julius Hollingsworth's class.
Listen,
so don't hesitate.
Listen,
but
I have the perfect person for your acting class.
Okay.
He's a blogger.
And know what? It's true, because let me just say this. When I see that he does poetry, that's how I got started. Nobody Loves was basically a box full of poems that I have written from 9 years old to, let me just tell the blogger this. I have written that from 9 years old all the way through college. Do you know, I wrote a play based on poems that I have written since I was 9 years old, and I ran that show for 8 years, practically to a sold-out crowd in 50 space for 8 years. Okay? So poetry, that was my first love. Right now I love writing plays and film scripts, but playwriting is the thing that I enjoy the most. However, I'm just saying that's how I got started. And then a lot of poets definitely need to take acting class. No doubt about it. Because they will have more of a relationship with what they write when they have those skills as an actor.
To be or not to be. To be or not to be. Wow. So, I got this blogger that I want to get in your acting class. That would be so cool. and he has a 3-year-old daughter, too, who probably would be a very good actress.
Oh, children are naturally.
They're naturally?
Wonderful at acting. They have no inhibitions. We have to get rid of our fears.
And get a chance to express themselves.
Yeah, exactly.
Felipe Luciano just walked by. He didn't stop in this morning, but he just walked by. Maybe he'll come back and stop by. I think he's going to taking a visit. He'll be back. Or he went to get his guest. Maybe he'll come in and say hi. So, wow, interesting. So, man, we got it going on here. It's a lot of connections here, Mark.
Well,
Her book, she started out with poetry that turned into a play. Maybe you might be doing a play in the future.
I don't know.
Hey, all right.
Nah. I'm more in the writing lane. Like, okay, I write it, and then I'm just over here in the background, in the cut or whatnot.
Well,
I don't know if I want to do
about you, because look at Danny. I read his book, I Dream. My people were calling, but I couldn't find my way home. And when he would read, particularly the piece that he read that made me want to write a play on with his poetry, was the Jiggable Waltz. Every time I would hear that poem, I would get a reaction, and I would see different things. And when I began to read it myself and give it some inflection and insight, and when I taped it to music, it was just not enough to just read it. I wanted to do more with it. So maybe someone will hear you don't have to. You could just write a book and do what you're doing. But I'm just saying, the poetry leads to a lot of different things. That's all I'm saying. And it definitely was a catalyst for me being in this field for 21 years.
Wow. Okay, I hear what you're saying, though. But I'm a low-key kind of dude, so, I can't see myself in that, that whole, Denzel / Laz Alonso kind of. Nah, that's not me, though.
Well, I don't think that acting is what people think acting is for. Acting is not for everyone to be on stage or be in a film. Acting can be for confidence. Acting can be used for interpretation. Acting can also be used to know thyself. So a lot of times we think of other ways to get to that point, and acting acting can be very therapeutic as well. So people don't know that. They think, well, if I go for acting classes, that means I want to be in a film or I want to be in a play. It's not necessarily. You might just want to go inside yourself and find that part of you that could be more confident, who can bring a poem. And it actually, there's a lot of creative exercises also.
Hold on a second. Hold on a second.
WHCR 90.3 FM, New York.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Rick Young, another segment of What's in Your Hand Radio at WHCR 90.3 FM, the voice of Harlem. And we are on the campus of City College, and people are getting bachelor's degrees, master's degrees, and PhDs. And pretty soon, Academy Awards and Tonys and all kind of stuff up in here. I have on the line Ina Norris, who is a author, playwright. You wrote a book yet? Have you written a book yet, Ina?
That's the thing I do want to do. I have not published the book. Of course, I've written a book, but I have not published the book.
Playwright, actress, and what else? What else you do?
Director, producer. Mainly, this is the order: playwright, producer, director, actress, last. But playwright, producer, poet, director, actress, last. Because I don't really, I teach acting, but I don't really, I will do a little acting if, but it's not the thing that I focus on the most.
And then in the studio I have Mark Polite, who is a writer, and blogger. And your friend Julius used to take my boxing class. Did he tell you that?
No.
Ask him about it. Ask him about him taking my boxing class. You want to hear something funny? Ask him about that. I still do a mean boxing class, but back then I
took it one time. Remember? Oh no, my God!
That wasn't really a class. That was kind of like
handle it.
That was kind of like child's play. Sorry, no disrespect.
Really?
Yeah, Julius, he took the class. Yeah, the room was full of people, and I just had a blast. That would be a good play segment. So, but let me just tell you something about Mark though. Mark can say, "Oh, I'm behind the scenes. I'm like I'm not one of those kind of guys." He's an award-winning blogger, right?
Wow.
So I got a feeling that if he decides to go into acting, he will be one of those Tony Award-winning, Oscar Award-winning, Academy Award-winning actors. The guy that says, I don't want to, I'm behind the scenes. Those are the Academy Award winners. Those are the ones that got that passion inside of them, and we get that passion to come out. It's like, ba-boom. Watch out.
But everybody has their gift. Like blogging, I give it to you because that's not easy. I would love to be able to do what you do. Not everybody has that gift.
Thank you.
Because I did try. And it just didn't work out.
Why don't you give another try,
congratulations.
though? Why don't you give another try? You know, I could hook you up with that if you want. You know.
Oh yeah, definitely. I would definitely try it.
There you go.
Again.
There you go.
Definitely.
Now you want to hear something funny? A guy was telling they got a big event coming up in Times Square, right? So the guy says, "Yeah, we got this big event. It's going to be explosive." He said, "Oh, wait a minute. Nope, it's going to be impactful." He had to change the wording in that because you can't say those certain words. You just can't say now.
Right.
Like Times Square. It's going to be
That's a no-no.
You thinking about a big event? It's going to be explosive, right? No, you cannot say that. You cannot say that. That's funny, Mark.
That's crazy. You might get like Homeland Security coming down on you or something.
No.
Now, at one time, you could have said that, and it would be just, oh, okay, wow, that sounds like it's going to be, wow, it's going to be great. Now you say that, Homeland Security might be coming paying you a visit.
Basically.
That's kind of funny, huh?
Mm-hmm. That is so funny how words have changed.
Wow. Well, okay,
To mean
now,
different things.
speaking of word have changed, and speaking of explosive, Ina Norris, I sent you a card. Tell me about that card I sent you.
Oh my goodness. Okay. First of all, the images on the first part of the
Well,
card.
no, you don't have to explain what was on the card, but I mean, what did you feel? What did
okay.
I want to know about the feelings.
Okay, well, he sent me a card. It was unexpected. Although it was my birthday coming up, I didn't expect it, and it was very personal. And because it was very personal, most of the time you get cards, and it's something somebody else wrote. And not only that, and even if it was handwritten, you would feel like somebody just wrote happy birthday. It was very personal. It was very colorful. It showed that he took his time to include things that were important to me in it. And it made me feel great. It started my day off wonderful. And then I kept talking about it. Matter of fact, I showed it to some people. So all I can say is that I want to pass it forward. Like I would like to make somebody feel the way he made me feel by sending me that card.
That's awesome. That's what Cody was saying before we got interrupted by some weird sounding thing. He was talking about this is a company I'm involved with, and I love this company. I love it. I love to make people feel, because one of the things that Cody said, and I agree with, and we before you came on, I know we were talking about death, and that's the subject that Mark doesn't really like to talk about, and I don't like to talk about it either. But I just experienced that recently.
Mm-hmm.
And we don't want to wait until the person is in the box to tell them how we feel about them. Let's tell them now. I want to start a revolution in our area, in our community, letting people know how we feel about them.
True.
And the card is good because they can have that card. They can hold on to that card. They may not be having a great day. They can go back to that card and look at it, and it'll pick them up. It'll lift them up again. It's like having a little inspirational tool, and I love it. I love it. And it's,
it was a wonderful card.
I would do this. I would do it anyway, right? But it just so happened that it's a business component connected to it. I love it even more now because I think that's important today. People are struggling economically, finances, and you could take a card. I know a guy retired at 34 with this car business. He retired at 34.
That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't have to know anything. We'll show you the way. We got a team that will help you, guide you along the way, and help you grow and learn. It's not an overnight success. It's not like winning some lottery or something like that. It takes time. You got to build it. It's a process. But eventually, if you hang in there and stay with this, you're going to get success financially. You're going to start seeing some nice checks in the mail. Sending a card business. So, and this is good for marketing your business if you're doing plays or even as a blogger, trying to figure out how that will work as a blogger. We'll think about that. Guys, this has been a great show. We got like a few minutes left. This has been an excellent show thus far. Mark, are you going to be at Sisters Uptown Bookstore?
Yes.
When?
Yes.
Give us all the details.
Yeah, my for those who are listening, my first book signing, April 16th, Tuesday, 6:30 p.m. It's going to be at Sisters Uptown Bookstore and Cultural Center on 156th Street and Amsterdam Avenue. And, I'll be, signing, books, and I'll do select readings and whatnot. So, if you can come out, I'd appreciate it, and just want to say thank you to everybody who, supported me at this point. So if you want to come through and say hi, just say what up, I'm down for that. So that's what I got coming up next.
I know. Tonight is on. It's on. You know what it's like? It's like a fighting. I feel like I should have some. My mother used to make me when I was getting ready for a fight. She would make me some fresh vegetables and broiled fish. And I would eat that like around 2, 3 o'clock, 3ish. And then I could have time to let it digest, and I'll be a little hungry by the time I get in the ring. That was like the perfect meal because it wasn't too heavy. You don't want to eat something heavy stuff getting in that ring. You want to be light and fast and quick and sharp so you can move. So I feel like it's fight night, Ina.
Actually, what's so funny is that's normally what happens to me when I'm doing a play, but that's not what's happening now. It's a very different feeling. It's 21 years in one Productions. I feel very relaxed. I feel like Danny's Waltz is going to be a success. I'm Danny Simmons. As I said, most people know him from his brother Reverend Run and Russell, but he's an artist within himself. Very, very helpful to the community artists. I love what he does with us. He is very much a part of our community. He's going to be there seeing this work for the first time. It's going to be at the National Black Theater, 2031 Fifth Avenue. And I feel like in a divine moment, I don't know if it's because it's my birthday, but I just feel very, very like everything is fine and that God has it and that I accept what I am going to be given, and I know that it's already successful. Everything is already done. It's in its place, and I'm just appreciative of all the actors and all the people who come together to make it possible, and I thank you for the opportunity to speak about it over the air. And for those who are listening, come down, support the Young Producers Project. We're raising money for kids that live in your community, and we do need your support. And as we support our children, they're able to support us when it's time. So let's support our children. Come down to the National Black Theater. Come and have a wonderful time seeing a wonderful play with some wonderful actors, and at the same time feel wonderful because we're helping our wonderful children. Thank you.
Now, Ina, it's possible that one of your young producers could become just an award-winning producer. I mean, who would have thought that Barack Obama was going to become president when he was like in the 9th grade, on the 10th grade?
I agree with you because one of my young producers, we've already did a reading for their film script.
Okay.
And their film script is already being shopped around. Mm-hmm. Some of them are going to artists, being accepted into different schools that are surrounded by art. I know for sure. I definitely know in my heart, in my mind, and what I see on Saturdays that I've seen some really, and I'm not exaggerating, some genius artists. Some genius artists. I am positive.
So when hold on.
Someone that's going to be.
Ina, hold on a second, Ina. When are you going to let them? When are you going to let them come to the show? I mean, come on. How long have you been doing this? How long have you been doing this, Young Producers?
A year.
Yeah, so it's time. It's time. Now, Mark, blogging is more like an individual thing?
Not necessarily, because
do you have a group of bloggers? Is there such a thing as group bloggers?
Yeah, definitely. I have. Well, Platinum site is my own blog, but I have contributors as well. I have people, who guest post. I have, like people like contribute from Chicago, contribute from Atlanta. So, it's not just an individual thing.
Okay, okay.
So you can collaborate with the blog as well.
Now, is it possible you have like how Ina's got the young producers, like you could have the young bloggers? Is that possible?
Oh, of course. Like people reach out to me, informally to find out about blogging, and I do my best to reach out to people who want to do this as well. Give them tips, like show them how to use WordPress, how to, center a picture, how to, use HTML codes, that kind of stuff.
Oh,
so,
nice.
Yeah, how to tag stuff, how to use hashtags, so people can find your stuff, So,
So I need you to come to my class because we're young producers, we deal with public relations and how to advertise and market. And so maybe we can talk about you coming to my class if possible and speak to them about how does a blog affect your audience development so that they know that that's something that, we should be trying to do as a group.
And I'm more than open to doing that and then coming out and speaking to, the youth about, blogging and everything. I'm amenable to that, definitely.
Now, Mark, the last time you came, I had the gentleman who was a champion Monopoly player, and Ken Corey, and now I have Ina Norris. I have some pretty interesting guests, Mark.
Yeah, you do.
But you, like I said, you're welcome. You are always welcome. This is your home. Ina, this as long as I have a show here, you're my friend. Hold on a second.
WHCR 90.3 FM, New York.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Rick Young. Another segment of What's in Your Hand Radio at WHCR 90.3 FM. Frankie Crocker. No, this is Rick Young. And I have in the studio Mark Polite, and I'm hearing the echo.
It's feedback, yo.
I'm hearing feedback. I'm hearing feedback, yo. I'm hearing feedback.
I don't hear feedback.
Okay. And I have on the line Ina Norris, and we're having a good time today, and I'm really enjoying this program, and I think some wonderful things, seeds are being planted, and I think great things are going to come out of this. One show can make such a difference. One show, one thought can make a difference. So imagine a show. One idea can change the world. One idea
Ricky, I'm really
can change the world.
I just want to say, Ricky, I really honestly believe that you have like the best show in New York City. I don't know about the other states because you're bringing conscious material information to people who normally may not necessarily know where to get this information, and you are much appreciated because of that. There's some powerful information on your show you give out. A lot of people don't know about these things.
Well, one of the ways of teaching and educating people, the next step for me is with these cards. And I want to get people sending cards. And you could do it from your computer. From your computer, you could send a card to someone. Mother, sister, uncle, cousin, say, hey, I love you. I want to let you know now how I feel about you so that you know. You can say, I just sent her a card. I just sent them a card. Or it's just so important to do it now. Let them know. Let the people in your life know how you feel about them now. Not when it's too late. Not when they're gone, while they're here. And so I think that's important. So that's the next step for me. That's what I'm working on now. And I want to get other people doing that as well.
Right.
So, and it's a great way to promote, people that come to your show tonight, you got to thank them in a very personal way. Really think that, wow. And, we can make all of that happen. So we're gonna help each other. I think that's important. In order to win a championship, I like to use basketball as a metaphor. In order to win a championship, no one wins a championship by themselves. It's teamwork.
True.
You have to pass the ball to somebody. You can't make all the shots. You have to, or somebody got to grab the rebound. Somebody got to play defense. We work together.
Sure. All right. Sure.
So, Anna, give me a list of the name of your plays that you've done.
Okay. Well, Nobody loves a black little girl when she becomes a woman. A secret lies inside my sister's womb. Ain't your mama crying on the pancake box car? Don't play that song for me. The Turnstile Warrior. One you don't know, though. Black Beauty and the White Beast. You don't know that one. And some other skits. And then as far as a directorship, I directed a film called It's Just a Word. And we did two shorts, the Young Producers Project, Hidden Shelter, and Brother to Brother. So, we're getting into film as well.
Hey, Anna, don't forget, I was in the short. It's Just a Word.
Oh, yeah, It's Just a Word.
My acting debut. Oh, actually, I was in another small little piece in the film. But I was in that. I was in that film. Right, Anna?
Yeah, you sure was.
Yeah, so I'm the next Denzel, Mark. I'm gonna play a little song for you guys. Little song.
Same consumer.
Oh, hold on. Here we go. Just a little bit of this. Just a little bit. Getting the climax, it's getting ready. Just a little bit, just a little taste of it.
When you're out there living every day, when it comes to an end, what will they say? What do you stand for? And how do you act? Does your story of life have an impact? Are you bound by worry? Do you believe in faith? Or free of limits with the drive to be great? Do you follow your dreams and know what they mean? 'Cause with faith it's possible to do anything. Are you chained to all thinking, shackled down with despair? Are you running with the passion, with the guts to be there? Are you confined to average or free to rise above? The choice is yours, just freedom, just freedom with love. Freedom, 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 choose freedom, freedom, woman, freedom, run, freedom, live for everyone, freedom, stand for freedom, give for freedom, claim.
And Ina Norris, you are free to do a phenomenal job tonight. That's what we're looking for. Give us the time and what's going on tonight. We're at the end. We're getting ready for the next program. So
I'll give it to you really quick. Danny's Waltz, an artistic matrimony featuring poetry by artist Danny Simmons at the National Black Theater, 2031 Fifth Avenue between 125th and 126th Street. I forgot to mention the choreographer is Akila Norris. So I didn't mention that, and I want to shout out some of the stars that live in Harlem: Marshall Davis, Takima Davis, Sophia Loren Corfey, Byron Hu, Tishma Peck, Shania Hogan, Judea Leak, all of them from Harlem. So come out and see your own Harlem's own, at the National Black Theater.
Okay, all right. And Mark, you're going to be at Sisters Uptown Bookstore.
Yep. April 16th, Tuesday, 6:30.
And they get to meet you in person and learn about blogging and.
Yeah, I'll be more talking with the people about what inspired me to write this poetry book and everything, and just basically thanking people for supporting me. So, I'm really looking forward to this. So, but in between time, y'all can catch me on Twitter at Mark Polite. Like all all lowercase. And of course on Facebook under my real name. So if you want to connect me before then,
Mark MARC.
Yeah.
Polite.
Yep. Yeah. So that's what it is.
And what's the blogger information?
Oh, okay. PoliteOnSociety.com.
Yeah. And say hi to your daughter one more time, wife and daughter.
Hey Clarissa. Hey Tisha. Hey, thanks for listening in. I know y'all appreciate all of y'all support for real. I couldn't have done this without the both of y'all.
Wow. And Ina, you want to say something
Can I say one more thing?
Hold on, Ina. You want to say something to Jabari and Elijah as well?
Well, I want to say something to Jabari and Elijah and all who will support me. But in terms of my children make tremendous sacrifices so that I could be an artist and I could do what I do. I appreciate you and I love you and thank you very much.
Oh, wow. Wow. It's nice. What was the poem that you read?
It was called "It's Good to Be Needed."
It's good to. Wow. You see that? Man, you made me feel great, and I'm going to have a great day today. Wow. She said that live on the air. Wow. Thank you, Ina.
You're welcome. And I just want to say people can find me on Facebook. I love to have new friends. Ina Norris, Young Producers Project is on Facebook, and Inner Woman Productions on Facebook. Come on, like us. Become a part of our Facebook family. We would truly appreciate it.
All right.
Thank you, Ricky.
This is Rick Young signing off with another segment. I'll be back Sunday. Got a great show lined up Sunday. Ina, take care. I'll talk to you soon, and much success tonight.
Okay, thank you.
All right.
Take care. Yeah, bye.
I just gotta get away with the planes and the trains and the automobiles. Wanna feel good in my heart, not bad so naturally. I sent me a couple cards out and magically them cards came back to me. And red was a trip. It's like the words read my soul. And it shackled something cracked and I was back in effect to the jack. Let's go. I can feel things changing. The future looks bright. No one knows tomorrow, but I am free tonight.
That's right. We are truly, truly free. Or are we truly free? Here's another song from the group that I'm involved with. I'll see you Sunday. Got a great show lined up. Great guests.
Our world is blessed with numerous ethnic groups of people. But there is only one race, and it's called the human race. We are all brothers and sisters in this game called life, and we can learn so much from each other. I believe that becoming united as a people is the true test we need to pass as human beings. To do this, we must believe in a world that is rich in ethnic diversity and united in our resolve to be one group, one family, and one race. We are united as a people, and united we send out who we are to the world.
United we stand, together we are. It's not what you do, it's what you do with who you are. And united we stand, together we'll be. I'll learn from you, and you'll learn from me. not what you do, it's what you do with who you are. United we stand, together we'll be. I'll learn from you, and you learn from me.
Learn from me, you know I'm chilling in the hood. My friends from Cambodia, they call me Daughter Hood. It means I'm happy, I'm living life for what it can be. Celebrating differences of you and me. Can't you see McCabe Avenue, the places where I belong? Loving and be loving is the way we get along. It's how we know what's right from wrong. So listen to the song, it's who you are that makes you strong. It is the song of togetherness, we are as one. My people from Laos, yes, they call me Super Son. It's happy eyes for everyone. Latinos, Hispanics, Asians, Indians. We all come together and we all live as one.
One more time, destination. Celebrate colors, a joyous occasion. Song and dance, rhythm and sound. Rich and diversity is what he found. Love
WHCR 90.3 FM, New York.